Tennis is not immune to the occasional meltdown of a player on the court. Not even the greatest tournaments in the world can escape the periodic player-breaking bad episode. From John McEnroe's infamous tirades to Serena Williams' outburst at the 2018 US Open, these incidents have often overshadowed the sport's on-court action. However, few meltdowns have been as dramatic or as emotional as Jonas Bjorkman's collapse at Wimbledon in 2007. Bjorkman, a Swedish doubles specialist, had already enjoyed a successful career before the 2007 Wimbledon Championships. He had won numerous Grand Slam titles and had even reached the Wimbledon men's doubles final on 3 previous occasions. However, it was his second round match in the mixed doubles tournament that year that would go down in Wimbledon history. Partnered with fellow Swede Alicia Molik, Bjorkman had just lost the first set of their match against the British duo of Jamie Murray and Liesl Huber. As the second set got underway, Bjorkman began to show signs of frustration. He missed some easy shots, and his body language started to become increasingly negative. However, it wasn't until the 8th game of the second set that things really started to unravel. Bjorkman missed a volley at the net and then proceeded to smash his racket into the ground. He received a warning from the chair umpire for racket abuse. On the very next point, Bjorkman missed another volley. He then smashed his racket again, this time breaking it completely. Then he picked up the broken pieces and threw them into the crowd, narrowly missing a young boy in the front row. In the aftermath of the incident, Bjorkman was fined £1,500 for his outburst. Trojka, a Serbian tennis player, was playing his second round match at Wimbledon in 2016 against Spain's Albert Ramos Vinolas. After losing the first 2 sets, Trojka began to feel increasingly irritated with his performance. He was making errors and missing shots that he would normally make with ease. As the third set got underway, Trojka boiled over. He disagreed with a line call made by the umpire. And proceeded to argue with him for several minutes.
You're the worst ever! Please, do you know what you did? In one moment, do you know what you did?
The umpire refused to change his call. After losing the third set, he still refused to accept the decision. He grew more and more animated, gesticulating wildly and shouting at the umpire. At one point, he even threatened to retire from the match, telling the umpire, "If you don't change the call, I'm going to retire right now." The umpire remained firm, however, and Trojka eventually calmed down and continued playing. He went on to lose the fourth set and the match. For players like Greg Rusedski, the pressure of performing on the hallowed grass courts can be overwhelming. In 2003, Rusedski experienced a meltdown on the court. It was during his first round match against Andy Roddick. It was always going to be a tough one. From the start, Rusedski looked nervous and tense. In the first set, he was broken twice, and he lost it 6-3. In the second set, he started to show signs of anger. An argument with the umpire over a line call escalated. In the fourth set, with the match finally balanced, Rusedski lost his cool completely. After a disputed line call, he accused the umpire of being biased against him and demanded that he be replaced. He refused to continue playing until his demand was met. Consequently, the match was delayed for several minutes while officials tried to calm him down. Eventually, Rusedski resumed playing, but his focus was completely gone. He lost the fourth set and the match, 6-3, 6-7, 4-6, 2-6. Nick Kyrgios is one of the most talented and enigmatic tennis players of his generation, but his hot-headedness and volatile temperament have also landed him in hot water on numerous occasions. In 2015, Kyrgios experienced a dramatic meltdown at Wimbledon. In the second round of the tournament, he faced French player Richard Gasquet. In the first set, he lost his serve twice, and he lost it 3-6. In the second set, Kyrgios started to blow smoke. After losing a point, he smashed his racket on the ground. This earned him a code violation from the umpire. As the match wore on, Kyrgios' temper fumed some more. He demanded that line calls be reviewed, and he contested decisions. At one point, he accused the umpire of dirtying the game and threatened to walk off the court. In the fourth set, with a match on a knife's edge, Kyrgios lost it completely. After being broken by Gasquet, he smashed his racket on the ground again. That earned him a second code violation and a point penalty. He then swore at the umpire and appeared to deliberately hit a ball at Gasquet. The umpire issued a third code violation. This time it resulted in a game penalty for Kyrgios, who was now trailing 1-4 in the fourth set. Kyrgios proceeded proceeded to argue with the umpire again and refused to play. This prompted officials to call for a trainer to assess his fitness. After several minutes of deliberation, Kyrgios resumed playing, but his focus was completely shattered. He lost the fourth set and the match 7-5, 6-1, 6-7, 7-6. After the match, he was fined $8,000 for his behavior. Fabio Fognini is an Italian tennis player known for his flamboyant style of play and fiery temper. In 2013, he experienced a dramatic meltdown at Wimbledon. In the second round of the tournament, he faced journeyman player James Ward of Great Britain. In the second set, with the score tied at 1 set apiece, Fognini spun out. He was broken by Ward. His answer was to smash his racket repeatedly against the grass court. That earned him a first code violation. He then launched into a tirade of abuse at the umpire. All this, of course, was in front of the world's cameras. In the video footage, Fognini can be heard using several expletives and making derogatory comments about the umpire's chair. He also appeared to threaten to damage the court with his racket. The incident quickly went viral. Despite an apology, Fognini was fined $2,500 for his behavior. Jeff Tarango is an American former tennis player who is perhaps best known for his infamous meltdown at Wimbledon in 1995. The incident remains one of the most controversial moments in tennis history. Tarango was trailing 2-1. Then, he became embroiled in a heated argument with the umpire, Bruno Ribot, over a line call. This escalated when he accused Ribot of being the most corrupt official in the game. Ribot responded by docking Tarango a point for audible obscenity. But Tarango wasn't done yet. He continued his tirade, accusing Ribot of being incompetent and unfit to chair. At this point, Tarango made the controversial decision to walk off the court. He effectively forfeited the match. His wife, Benedicte Tarango, then slapped Ribot in the face and accused him of being biased against her husband. The aftermath of the incident was equally dramatic. Tarango was fined $63,000 and banned from playing at Wimbledon the following year. And then, there's the ultimate bad boy of tennis, John McEnroe. Perhaps his most famous meltdown occurred at Wimbledon in 1981. He was playing in the men's singles semifinals against Tom Gullickson. The incident occurred in the fourth set, with McEnroe leading 2-1. After losing a point, he became incensed when he thought he heard a member of the crowd shout out during the point. McEnroe turned to the umpire, Edward James, and began to argue with him. He insisted that the point should be replayed. James refused, which only made McEnroe angrier. He launched into a tirade of expletives, screaming, "You cannot be serious," to which he added, "You guys are the absolute pits of the world." Despite McEnroe's meltdown, he went on to win the match in 5 sets. And then, he went on to win the Wimbledon title that year. There is no denying that Mac's meltdown at Wimbledon in 1981 has become a defining moment in tennis history. Intense emotions can arise during a high-pressure match, and it's only human to lose your cool. But have some class when you do it, chaps. Catch you in the next video.